Al-Fatihah verse 7. Siratal ladhina an'amta alayhim. First up, we have sirata, meaning path, from the root sot-re-ta. It is in accusative case because it is appositive for the same word sirata that we saw in the previous video. Here in the previous verse, guide us to the straight path. We had the same word sirata in accusative case. So this word also is in accusative case because they are in apposition, which means this word sirata is further explaining about sirata from the previous verse as to what kind of path we are asking Allah to guide us to. Next we have alladhina, which is a masculine plural relative pronoun meaning those. Alladhina doesn't inflect for case, so we cannot determine the case of this word just by itself, but from the context, we can know that this is in genitive case, creating an idafa with the previous word, sirata. So we can translate this phrase, siratal ladhina, as the path of those. Next we have an'amta, from the root nun, ain, mim. It's form for verb, conjugated in second person masculine singular perfect tense, meaning you bestowed favor. Next we have alayhim, which is the combination of ale and whom. Ale is the default preposition that always comes with the verb an'amta, and whom is here to refer back to alladhina to make a relative clause. So this whole thing means those on whom you bestowed favor. Before moving on, let's do a recap from the previous verse. Ihdina siratal mustaqim, siratal ladhina an'amta alayhim. In English, we get guide us to the straight path, the path of those on whom you bestowed your favor. Moving on, let's read the rest of the verse 7. غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. First we have غير, meaning not. But grammatically, غير here is a noun, functioning as an appositive for alladhina in the first line. That's why it's in genitive, in order to match the case of alladhina. So just like alladhina, this غير is also explaining about sirata in the first line. Next word is maghdubi from the root غين dot be. It's a passive participle, so its meaning is passive. The root غين dot be is related to anger or wrath. So this passive participle means the one who receives or incur wrath. And it is in genitive case because it is in idafa with the previous word غير. And غير maghdubi together means not the one who incurs wrath. Now, let's think about these two words, maghdubi and alayhim. You might ask, why do we need the preposition ale here? Isn't maghdub enough by itself? If you think about the original verb of the past participle, maghdubi, it's ghadiba, meaning to be angry. And if you want to specify the object of the anger, we must use the preposition ale. So the same goes with passive participles. Here the preposition ale is here to clarify the object of the wrath, and that object is this pronoun whom, which means them. So this phrase غير المغضوب عليهم can be translated as not those who incur wrath. Next we have wala, meaning and not. And finally we have darlin from the root dot lem, which are doubled roots. So it has a shadda on dot. It's an active participle derived from the verb dala, which means to go astray, and it's in masculine plural. So this word means those who are astray. And it's in genitive case just like maghdubi alayhim because they are linked by the conjunction wa. Okay, let's do a recap from the previous verse because they are connected in meaning. Ihdina siratal mustaqim, siratal ladhina أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. In English, we get guide us to the straight path, the path of those on whom you bestowed favor, not of those who incur wrath, and not those who are astray.